Male plugs, Kanye shrug, hitting numbers that matter.
Thank you for tuning to the Black Fathers Initiative of Cleveland. Make sure you click the link in the bio, like, subscribe. You know what to do. Really appreciate the love. So you know what we do here on this channel, man. Basically, it's all about black empowerment, black relationships, learning, how to treat black women better, how women can treat black men better. It's all about, like I say, black empowerment. So we got Sister Shahrazard Ali, and this interview was done by, I believe, Courtney Michelle. So we're going to check it out and, drop some jewels and just listen to see what the sister has to say. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, you know what to do. We really appreciate the love, as well as click the notification bell. And don't forget to donate to Black Fathers Initiative of Cleveland with 501c3, so all your donations are tax deductible. Let's go.
I know you've been dealing with this for decades. When you call out wrongdoings, then you are the one that's shamed, not the person that's doing it now, but it's you.
The person who tries to point out the truth of anything is always going to be attacked, because we live in such a wicked world that's built on so much wickedness that you are the unique one. Any woman that stands up for what's right and tries to establish herself as a dignified human being, and recognize that you don't have to get in the gutter in order to have girlfriends or a man.
No,
it's not a requirement, but it is a direction sometimes we'll take because we like the attention. So it's very, very difficult for us.
TikTok.
In the 90s also, our babies had a value. Everybody in the community would help take care of the little children sometime. I don't mean that's spank them and everything, but I mean if they saw one gonna go in the street, or they would speak to them, they got to know them and things like that. Right. We have lived in our community for many decades about this thing about it takes a village to raise a child. Well, the second part of that statement is that the ruin of a nation begins in the home. And we don't deal with that part of it. We just know that it takes a village trying to shift their responsibility to other people, including the school system, who has miseducated our children the same way they miseducated us. When we found out the truth, we haven't gone back and told our children, because we are so busy sitting in the hairdresser for 5 or 6 hours. And it's very difficult. It has been for me, sister.
Yeah.
Very difficult for me to try to teach salvation to a group of black women who hate the hair on top of their own head.
Wow.
And who thinks that their beauty, their self-esteem is so low, we believe that our beauty requires us to glue somebody else's hair on our head or sew it on our head. And to pick up an image that has been represented to us as beautiful. And even though we don't ever like to admit it, the only image we've ever had of beauty was the white woman. And we want her hair.
The white woman on TV.
We want to look like her. We want the blue contacts. We want.
Well, I'm not even just gonna say the white woman. Well, it's always been the white woman, because it's always been about the lighter complexion. It's crazy because I can remember when I was growing up seeing a lot of watching TV, and whenever I watched like a black sitcom, in the beginning when I was younger, like the Jeffersons, Good Times, What's Happening, even Family Matters, I don't remember really even having like a light-skinned, woman like that. They end up getting one. That's when the one little girl never returns to the show, and then when she does return, I think she's a light-skinned little girl or something of that nature. Same thing with Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. First they start off with a black couple, then they end up changing the mother to a light-skinned woman. Martin and Gina. Like, so what I'm saying is, for black people, they didn't do it as blatantly as just putting white people in front of us. They made it so that they put light-skinned black women in front of us, so that that I feel like that's one of the reasons why we have so many, or why our community does have a discrepancy between light skin and dark skin, but specifically between light skin and dark skinned women. I see a lot of that more than I see, light skin and dark skinned men going at it. But yeah, they gave us, and once again, we never take into consideration that this was programmed into our mentality to like these things, or to feel like these things, go together the best, or they look the best together. This was just systematic, and it was programmed. So we're just now waking up and unprogramming ourselves after years and years of programming.
Everything, we want the big breasts, the butt, whatever it is. We want that because we have such low self-esteem. And it's even worse for our little daughters and granddaughters, because we're giving them that same false value, that the only way that a black woman can be beautiful is if she takes things from other people. And we're the most beautiful woman on the earth ever that God created. So the fact that they've convinced us that we need to spend millions and billions of dollars every year to get somebody else's hair to stick on our head in order to be beautiful. You can go to any big meeting, any kind of organizational meeting, and 90% of the women in there got on somebody else's hair on their head.
Right.
And how can you reach people who hate themselves that much, and their little children, 4 and 5 and 6 years old, they're putting fake hair in their head, teaching them that the only way they can be beautiful is if they have some other accoutrement from somebody else.
Man, listen. Preach.
So painful to see that.
She be preaching.
For generations, we're going to be dealing with that.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, how did we get here? How did we get to, and you said something that I thought was very, very powerful, is because I never thought of it that way. It's this self-worship. It's the I'm doing things, the extremities of it all, the hair, the eyelashes, these crazy nails. It's all attention based, and it's intention because I want focal point on me. I'm butt naked on Instagram because I want it on me. It's a self-worship.
Yes.
But we're wanting self-worship, but then are the most insecure. We don't think we're beautiful, and we're changing ourselves. How is that even possible, that I want to be worshipped, but I want to be worshipped by looking like someone completely different? How does that work?
That's crazy.
Because those are the things that we have been taught generationally. We just never had anything physical to make it into. And when the hair came along and the eyelashes and the sisters who have terrorized their own body to try to have the biggest buttock in the world, I mean, we have just been so outlandish, and no other people are doing, no other women any color are doing that but us. And we don't want to accept that it's not just for convenience. You know, I see the sisters out, they patting on their head. They trying to do a lot of things. And I've seen them take that stuff out, and they all bowl all the way across.
They got no edge.
Because the chemicals and everything. So, we're in a bad condition. And then we walk around constantly saying, I want to be accepted for who I am. Well, who are we? And that becomes the question. And we don't want to accept no man any way he is. We immediately start trying to change him. But we want to be accepted in whatever nonsense we have going at the moment. We want to be accepted in that. We developed the distrust of black men, as I said, in the 90s. That started happening because when every value has been taken from a people, once again, it comes back on self. And so if we're not doing the things that women are traditionally known for doing, if we are not behaving in that way, and if we're not treating men in that way, and if we have pushed so much sex in front of him every day, all day, we think that's the only thing we have to offer, most of us. We think if we don't have that, when actually men will go along with whatever we present. And so since we have pushed so much sex in front of them, now we're mad at them because they keep going for sex.
Right.
And that's what we have taught. That's what we have stood for. That's how we dress. Our men don't have the discipline because of what has happened to them, both of us, and our ancestral slave history. Our men don't have the discipline to withstand the onslaught of lust and sex that we throw on them. And it also makes them deal with younger girls because the older and more mature women have shown themselves so much that they're just so used to it, they're not interested in that anymore.
Their bodies ain't the same like it used to be.
Wow. Now, I'm quite